some so I don't like scare y'all when I do yell. I don't want to scare y'all. Okay, I'm fine, thank you, new daddy. Um, real quick. Oh, here we go. All right. No, I'm not going to Kathy's. No, I was just saying she's live. I was trying to share this stuff out. Um, somebody keeps banging on the door. Hold on, this damn dog. My son's home. Nope. All right. Sorry, these dogs. Um, is Miller here yet? No, I need to tell Miller. Um, okay, we need to talk about something real quick. Um, I need to. Well, everybody's not here. Give a few people time. I just got everything sent out, so let's just give a few people a minute. Whew. Oh, that was it. She said she would go live. So, Shane got Kathy to go live. We literally hit the live button at the same time. Oh my goodness. Well, I just figured since I said I was going to come back, I'd go ahead and come back and give Karen the opportunity to come say hi. Yeah, I mean, even though she said she wasn't going to, whatever. Hey, I said I was going to be here, so we're here. Um, I'll kind of give y'all an idea of my plan. Um, we'll run over the gist of everything to get everybody caught up here in just a second. Give everybody, excuse me, a chance to get their notifications and get in here. I need some lotion on my hands. Puts the lotion on the skin. I need lotion. Does anybody need some lotion? I have some Victoria's Secret Love Addict here. Anybody like Victoria's Secret? Oh wait, I gotta get back over here. Here and here. And live chat. And live. And that. And live. And now let me turn myself down. Alright. Everybody here's okay? I'll have to work on that microphone tomorrow. Excuse me. I've got a lot of posting to do. I've got tons of cups made. Um, Shay. Yeah, like I got your message and she went live the same time I went live. So I won't make it too long. I just told, we told Karen that we were going to be live if she wanted to come chat with us. So here we are. Okay, there's a few people here. So I'm going to give a couple of things, and then we're going to catch a few people up. And here we are. There we are. Um, Real quick, if anybody's here, I don't see anybody, but just putting this out there for the replay. Anybody that has not done this, we ask that everybody change your name on your profile to where it does not have your real name in it, just for safety purposes. You never know who is going to be coming in or what their intentions are, so we would prefer you not use your actual name in your profile. And also, when you're talking in the chat, don't refer to anybody else in the chat by their name that you know, maybe on Facebook or whatever, just for safety purposes. And you guys don't ever, please don't share your locations with each other also in the chat, okay? That's all, again, for y'all's safety. We do have, trolls that pop in every once in a while, and people that like to just watch us that aren't always well-meaning. So, I don't give two shits about who knows anything about me, but I'd like to keep you guys safe. So just make sure y'all don't use your real names. Y'all don't call anybody else by their real names. Some of us do know each other on the flip side, and that's cool. But let's just keep everybody incognito over here, just for everybody's safety. And again, don't share your locations, even in friendly chat. Let's keep that over in maybe group chats or private Facebook groups or whatever, be that, so that it's private and we know who we're talking to or who's seeing it over there. Okay? Just that little tidbit. Wow, numbers went up and down really fast. So, just a real quick recap for those of you that weren't here earlier. We're going over, or we're talking about some people. This kind of started, well, this did start from Kathy's Lives. There is a lady named Karen. Let me get back over here so I can. Let me get all these notifications out of the way. All right. Here we go. And thank you, Luda. All right. So in Kathy's lives, there is a lady named Karen that has been commenting. And this is her name right here. She has been commenting to asking people to pray for her granddaughter. That her granddaughter's in jail, right? So Karen's daughter's name is Christina. And this right here, the name on this post is the daughter, Christina. Okay? And then Christina's daughter, who is Karen's granddaughter, is Kaylee. Christina has made this Facebook page or group about her own daughter called Keeping Kaylee. And these people just put all their family information out there for everybody. So we are looking at Kaylee. I've been told some stuff about Karen, the grandma, Christina, the mom. I'm not getting too deep into any of that right now. Right now, my concern is about Kaylee. The reason my attention was drawn to Kaylee is because at first I couldn't understand what the big deal was. Why this Karen lady was so upset over these people. Why Karen's daughter Christina was crumbled up in the floor for 2 whole days, just devastated over her daughter being in jail, and why Karen emerged right here. Back to her post. No, this is not me putting words in people's mouths, their words. Hold on. This is their posts on their pages and stuff. Okay, but she says down here that uh, pray for Kaylee as she sits in jail sick and just not being able to understand what is happening to her. And she's also they're constantly saying help them reach out to Dr. Phil. He's their last resort. And I couldn't understand why. Obviously, if she's in jail, she's an adult. Why can't she understand what's happening to her? Crime, maybe? So I had to start digging into this, and that's led me to Kaylee. Yes, Kaylee is an adult. She is 20 years old. And as I went to um, Karen's daughter, which is Kaylee's mom, Christina's page, and her profile and this page about Kaylee, and watched some of these videos, it turns out that Christina claims that Kaylee was diagnosed with a disability at the age of 18. She claims that she is on the spectrum, and I went and watched some videos that Christina has posted of Kaylee, and in my medical experience and even personal experience working with adults and children on the spectrum, watching the way Kaylee interacts, I really feel that she's telling the truth on this part. Now, whether she exaggerates, I mean, she's obviously, from all this, the mom and the grandma look to be a bit dramatic about things, and from what I'm being told, are. But I haven't dug much deeper into that. Um, I'm just agreeing with from what I'm seeing about Kaylee being autistic, and that the mom says that Kaylee was not diagnosed as being on the spectrum until she was 18, and up until that time, she was always treated for mental health issues and on medications for that. So up until now, well, actually, she's never even been able to obtain any kind of resources for Kaylee. So no, I've oh you could yeah I found them. I've got them right here. I had to go to the actual website for it's not on like Mobile Patrol or any of those. I had to go to the actual county's website, and I got them. I printed it off even. Um, So, with all that, that kind of brings you up to date. She's never been able to get her the resources she needs. So, you have a 20-year-old young woman who is mid to lower high functioning autism who has never learned how to cope with it. Um, she has, obviously, she is violent because of it. She is eluding behaviors from sensory overload and being overstimulated, which turns into, usually in these kind of situations, the frustrations turns into violence, unfortunately, because she's not been able to cope with those frustrations and those feelings and to express that properly, which at some point this young lady was failed majorly. At some point she was failed. So now she's sitting in jail. She's sitting in jail because I'm guessing some kind of a fight with her mother turned into her voicing frustrations, and maybe a comment was said. I don't know exactly what was said. There was stipulations about the fact that it's possible she didn't even say to her mom, "I'm going to kill you," but she told the police, "If I don't get out of this house, I'm going to end up killing her." But either way, the mom always resorts to calling the police because she doesn't know what else to do with her, which just blows my fucking mind. Blows my mind. Um, so yeah, We see proof on here that the police have been called multiple times already, and this one night the police were called, and she was actually arrested. And the mom records this stuff. Mom records and posts on social media her interactions when she calls the police. All right, okay, but and this is not a mental health issue. This is a disability issue. And I understand, Lou, that it's frustrating either way, but this is where people confuse this. This is a um, ID. This is an intellectual disability. Um, this girl, I mean, there might be some other mental health issues mixed in there, but regardless, the girl is on the spectrum, or the young lady is on the spectrum, and she has never been worked with. She has never been taught how to deal with her frustrations, and she has very possibly has sensory sensitivities. And here's what I'm really thinking about looking at all of this, and what I'm seeing is she can't express herself, and she gets frustrated, so she gets loud, and then the mom, who doesn't understand it or is not educated on it, doesn't know how to deal with it, so she gets frustrated and loud back, and they just both feed into each other. And then Kaylee is finally so overstimulated that the only way she knows how to react is by lashing out. And then the mom is scared at that point. But then it's just, it goes on and on to where she's just so overstimulated. And there's another thing that the mom calls the police because Kaylee runs away from her. They're calling it running away from her. It's called eloping. And a very large percentage of people with autism do that. They elope. And there's lots of articles and lots of education about autism and elopement, and the links to it, and the whys and the hows, and what to do about it. But I read off earlier some facts about eloping and autism. And just real quick, I'll go over this for those of you that don't know. That people on the autism spectrum are prone to eloping, which is leaving a safe and supervised environment for a potentially unsafe and unsupervised environment. Because many autistic people share a muted response to fear and an inability to recognize potential dangers, they are more prone to accidental drowning and traffic-related injuries and fatalities than their neurotypical peers. To put into perspective how serious an issue eloping is for families with an autistic loved one, here are some alarming statistics from the Center for Disease Control and the National Autism Association. 49% of people with autism will elope. 49% of them. Okay? 35% will attempt to elope at least once per week. More than 1/3 of people who elope will not be able to communicate their name, address, or phone number. Accidental drowning accounts for 90% of eloping fatalities. 42% of autism-related eloping involve a child aged 9 or younger, ends in death. Why do people with autism elope? As with most behaviors in people on the autism spectrum, eloping serves a function, typically either to gain or avoid something. And in this case, I am highly suspicious that it is the avoidance. As an attempt to avoid something, such as sensory overload, the eloping may be in response to times which the person feels overstimulated. This may include family gatherings or being in unfamiliar settings. People elope to escape overstimulation, may look for places to hide, make it even more difficult for them to be found quickly. So my feeling about them complaining that she's always running away from the mom because the mom has called the police for her running away, eloping, is because they get into some kind of argument, and then Kaylee's overstimulated. When she's overstimulated, she doesn't know what else to do, so she's trying to get away from that overstimulation that's causing her eloping. And they just think she's just trying to run away. Um, yeah, her charges now, um, she has been sitting in this jail since June the 4th on a $5,700 bond. $5,700 for a felony charge of terroristic threatening. Terroristic threatening. This girl probably didn't even realize the words that she was saying out of her mouth were something that could bring a charge as serious as this. And on top of this, there is also now a no contact order between the mother and her, Christina and Kaylee. There's a no contact order. So not only is she a 20-year-old with autism sitting in jail and not understanding, more than likely, the whole impact of it. She's sitting in jail where she is more than likely, because of the environment she's in, completely overstimulated, so even more at risk of emotional and even physical injury, because she's gonna act out trying to get away from the overstimulations. She's gonna act out. And I mean, unfortunately, the correctional officers in there are probably not going to be fully aware of her situation and not properly trained on how to handle her. So, therefore, what's going to happen when she gets overstimulated in the jail and starts to act out? They're going to think she's just being a spoiled brat and being violent. But she's sitting in there and doesn't have an advocate, doesn't have a guardian ad litem, nothing. Nothing. I don't know. I haven't gone that deep into it yet. I know she has another sibling. I didn't know two. I knew she had one other one, but I haven't been that deep into the whole family yet. Um, so here's my problem. I have a couple of problems. First of all, is there? I know Luda wasn't here. Is anybody else here that did not see the video earlier where she was on the side of the road with the police? My first issue is getting in contact with the police department or the jail or the attorney with the courts. I'm going to be getting in touch with somebody over there to work on getting her an advocate this week. Okay, we'll play in just a minute so I can show you a few things. But one of my things is going to be getting her an advocate. Look, the charges that she has, hey babe, you're okay. The charges that she has up against her, only if convicted, carry a $1,000 fine. If convicted. Yet she's being held on a $5,700 bond. Make that make sense. But my first priority is definitely getting her an advocate or somebody that can get things rolling, and somebody that will take this as seriously as I am, that realizes how devastating this is for her to be sitting in that jail. And if that means, us working together to find somewhere for her to go, obviously being with her mom is not a healthy environment for her. So if we need to find her some kind of a group home situation for now, or other family members, if there's other family members that, can, obviously she's a handful, but if you can find the right environment for her and then get her the right therapy. No, from what I understand, no, that's a no also, not this one. Get the right resources started for her, then, maybe they can figure that out. Um, They definitely need, excuse me, to get her evaluated. Um, they need to get her. There's a functional assessment that they can have done for her, and once that, they got to start there. I know, but anyway, so that's where my concern is. But then my next concern, she's in Georgia. My next concern is approaching the police department and sheriff's office in and the jail, all of them in that county, city to start off with. However far we have to go from out of there. Now she's in Georgia, baby. Oh, I'm sorry, Luda. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I mean, it can't be just any place, though. I mean, it's gonna have to be, it's something I'm gonna work on this week. But my second concern is going to be getting this department retrained, and here is where I'm going to show you why we're going to get them retrained. Um, what you're about to see is a video of the police department's interaction with her after she did elope from her mother. And again, elopement in her case, I'm pretty sure, is going to be to avoid overstimulation. So if she is overstimulated, trying to get away from this sensory overload she has encountered, so she's eloping, running away, as they call it, from her mother. And now the police department has encountered her. And this is how they handle her. And from what I understand, I'm pretty sure they are aware she is autistic or on the spectrum. They need to learn how they need to handle people with this disorder. Because I'm sorry, if you have somebody who is suffering an episode from sensory overload already, handcuffing them behind their backs, sitting them on a sidewalk beside a busy highway, and then surrounding them with 4 police officers standing over their head while they're sitting on the ground below you is not a good situation for somebody that's already having an episode from, trying to deal with the sensory overload. So let's just do this.
All right, okay. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and how to spot it, yes. But I mean, especially if you've already been told and they know her, they've dealt with her.
Do you want me to get those handcuffs off you?
I already told you what the fuck's gonna happen when you take them off, so don't do it. If you don't want me to go to jail, don't fucking take them off.
I don't want you to go to jail.
Because I'll tell you right here. Yeah. And that's what I'm fixing to say. I'll tell you right here is if they didn't know her and they hadn't been told that she has autism, I can guarantee you that these police officers standing around her would think that she's just a spoiled brat just throwing a fit because she's not getting her way. So I mean, that's part of the training, though. We know the training programs to offer them, to have them go through, and that's part of them is how to spot it. Because if they aren't familiar with people um, who have this, then they would absolutely think that this is just a spoiled brat throwing a hissy fit because she's not getting her way. When in all actuality, this is a 20-year-old young lady who is on the spectrum with autism disorder who is suffering from sensory overload right now, having a complete and utter meltdown because she is not equipped at all with the life skills to know how to express her frustrations or how to handle this overload moment. She doesn't know how to do it. She does not know how to properly express herself. And so this is how it comes out.
Okay. What do you need? What do you want?
Yep. And mom, your guess is as good as mine. Why? Why would any parent think it's okay to record this?
Who are you trying to go see in Cody? Rocco? Hey, if you don't want to get out of handcuffs, you want to sit in the car and not on the concrete?
Yes, Lily, you're right. You're right. It is. I mean it's just as bad with mental health.
Hey, you were dealing with
But
me last time and how stubborn I was, right?
unfortunately, I mean, right now we have this 20-year-old young woman who is suffering from
What happened to the Kaylee I was dealing
an
with
intellectual
2 days ago?
disability, who has never been given the resources to learn how to cope with that, is sitting in one of the worst places she could be sitting in right now because her mom doesn't know how to handle her. Look at this traffic zooming by her. Look at these people standing over her. One's crouch in front of her, but she already had some freakouts before then.
So what do I need to do to get that to happen? Everybody's concerned for you right now. You and I have talked just like this before.
This bitch don't know. This man don't know. None of these motherfuckers know. So therefore,
So in this kind of situation, they should have, if they needed to handcuff her for her safety, I get that momentarily. Oh my God. They could have handcuffed her, put her in a unit, and removed her from this high stimulation area, taken her somewhere quiet to try and help her figure out a way to self soothe and bring her down. And that's something that they're going to learn. So that's where one of my issues is. And the other one is why is mom calling the police on her when things get tough? I just can't see. What? They usually shoot. No, they don't. I've been on many calls with mental health patients with the police there, and I've never seen one get shot. Okay, well, we're straying from the topic here. Um, and this is not, I mean, most departments have had specialty training in the recent years as far as mental health patients go. Um, but when it comes to more specific training as far as dealing with adults with like sensory disorders, they haven't really had to go that far into depth. Yeah, I haven't gotten that far into that issue yet. That might be for later in the week once I settle this. Right now, I could care less about the mom. I'm being told a few other things about her right now. Um, so we might call that, I don't know, season two. um, right now, my concern is getting Kaylee out of that environment that she's in right now, contacting the courts, getting a advocate or a guardian ad litem assigned to her. Right, exactly. Dr. Field does not handle these kind of situations anyway. I don't know why. Oh God. I mean, does she just want to be on TV? Like, I mean, maybe mom's own. I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out eventually. But for now, we're going to address Kaylee and get her help. Figure it out. I'm being told there is a family friend that's trying to work on it also. But hey, it can't hurt for her to have. I mean, the more people that she is advocating the right way for her, the better. Now, supposedly the mom's going through the mom's Facebook page. She acts like she's been trying for the past 2 years or whatever, since she was diagnosed, to get her the resources that she needs. But I didn't know that Georgia didn't have the resources available. I'm pretty sure that they do, and that's going to be more stuff that I'm going to find out. So we're going to call the courts, the jail, the police department, all of them. And like I said, we're going to do our best to get her out of there and into the proper hands or facility to get her the help, get somebody designated for her. Um, yeah, pretty much, John. It's sad. It's sad that it takes strangers on the internet to get pissed off. I'm telling y'all, I don't. I mean, I'm calm now. I'm calm. And even in my first live, I had calmed down a lot. That was an hour after poor not a hater had to listen to me. I cried. I was so mad. I was so mad. My chest was hurting and I was crying after I watched this video right here that y'all just saw some of, and I realized what was going on. And it didn't take me much of looking at just the first half of three of these videos when I realized what was actually going on. This girl is on the spectrum. She is she's being overstimulated and having meltdowns because she's being overstimulated. And then she's frustrated because she does not know how to communicate her feelings. And then that's eventually coming out um, violently, which is pretty common for people in that position. I mean, autistic people do have a tendency to be violent just because they get frustrated. It's not because they want to hurt somebody or that they want to hurt themselves. And sometimes that self harm is stemming behavior, but the violent outbursts is usually from frustration because they don't know how to communicate their feelings and they're frustrated. Yeah. So, and I really was just going to be here. We talked to Karen in the comments of one of Kathy's lives a while ago, and I invited her to come talk to us. At first, she said she would be here, and then she decided we were going to attack her or something, called us haters. Um, Told her I was far from that. And, you know, at least somebody's doing something. Or I guess I said now I see why nothing's getting done. And I got tired of talking to her, so I just quit commenting. But um, hopefully the judge did keep. I think she didn't say anything about them dropping that no contact order. But again, this young lady, and here let me. Here's the mom's face. Oh yeah, here's look at this on top of her page. I mean, this gives you an idea of stop being an asshole. There, I'm your life coach. Is that how you handle your autistic young adult daughter? So, also 2 years ago, Kaylee's dad did pass away from pancreatic cancer. Um,
You're the only.
so, I guess Wednesday was this hearing for them to drop the no contact order. And I think she got, hold on, 16, 17. Nope. Oh, it says it on the other page, doesn't it? Oh, hold on. What it says. Here's a reply. Um, all right. 12 hours ago, somebody asked, why are they holding her in jail? If you don't mind me asking, I've seen this shit so many times. They will throw them in jail, but not provide the. Well, she doesn't. It's not mental health. What do these people not understand? We are waiting on the evaluation to get her transferred to Georgia Regional, which is not where I want her either, but is all we have until I can raise the funds to get her into a center that will focus on her entire holistic care. We tried pathways. She doesn't need pathways. She's far more than pathways. If you point, she's more than that too, is where the jail normally has evaluators come out, but everything is a wait. I've tried several months long waiting list. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Why is she raising funds? Well, she's not been convicted or sentenced of anything yet, so she doesn't have she still should have her private health insurance. But with this diagnosis, she should, at some point, somehow, if you can't afford whatever she needs, she should be able to be eligible for state insurance, especially with her dad passed away, right? Oh, she's an adult. Well, she is an adult and she is unable to acquire a job. So, if she there, I mean, gosh, if she's not on disability, is she? So I have so many questions now. Is she on disability? Do they have her disabled at this point, which would put her on state insurance, which means that would cover all of that care. You wouldn't need to raise funds for that. Okay, back to where I was going. Sorry. Let me. Squirrel. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If she got the diagnosis, then she should have already had her put on disability. Um. All right. What was I going to show y'all? Crazy protest fundraiser to promote a protest. Oh, and she put the mom put her on like vitamins and stuff, like supplements. She made a comment about her being on $600 a month of supplements. What this is?
This without crying or being emotional, but if it happens, I'm human and I deserve it. It's go time. So what that means is I'm not playing small anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm organizing a protest at our state's capital, and I'm filling out the 22-page event assembly form today. I will have the fees paid tomorrow, and I'm giving myself 30 days to organize this and put it together. What the protest will be, I guess, centered around is person-centered care, integrated concepts, people medicine over profit medicine, building the bridge between holistic and modern medicine. This is what my daughter needs. This is what so many like my daughter, this is what they need. My daughter is your daughter, just like your children are my children. We've gotten so far removed and so far away from that, but it's time we come back home. So this has been in the works for literal years. I have wanted to do a march, a 5K, whatever. I just couldn't get it right. I couldn't get out of the chaos long enough to do it. But now, after I was on my knees, actually on the floor in this room this morning, screaming to God.
Okay, so she's putting together a
protest. My neighbors don't already think that we're lunatics.
To go to her state capital.
I tell you that I'm whole, but I'm still healing. I tell you that I'm happy, but I'm grieving. That I was a fighter. I'm still in the fire. But if I'm being honest, I'm not being honest.
This is where her mom got her arrested. She's gonna put that on the video where she's videoed her getting arrested.
If I'm being honest, I tell you that I'm whole, but I'm still.
Try to shut that off. This is the video of the night she got arrested. I don't think that would turn out too good for me right now. Nope, I have not. I don't have kind words for her at the moment. Sorry. And considering that there's a contact order between her and her daughter, I'm just gonna yeah, I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna call the court listed here first and ask to speak to the court clerk and talk to them and see if I can go to the either the court clerk or the court attorney and figure out what I can do, who I can talk to that route to get someone appointed to her. Like, I guess I'm going to feel them out first and see if they understand the situation and go from there. And if I can't get anything done there, I'm going to call um, the ADA over there and see how I can get help from that area ADA. Um, oh, Luda, something. Break the silence. I'm not sure of this specific event. I'm not sure. She says right here on the post, what more can I say that hasn't already been said? Kaylee was just escorted to jail for threatening to kill me. Not attempting to kill me, not assaulting me, not having a weapon and coming after me, but threatening to kill me. Do I have credentials as what? I mean, in what? Like court credentials? No. Medical? Yes. Without going too deep into other things, though, there's other people in my household who hold legal credentials. But I have medical credentials, and I guess, okay, this was said in the first live. I, so, um, yeah, um, this topic is very near and dear to me also. I have worked with adults and children with intellectual disabilities also. I also have several friends, really good friends, who have children who are on um, all levels of the autism spectrum. So I am very familiar with this um, environment, situation, and how to deal with it. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do. I am an advocate. So I thought you meant like legal credentials, but no, I am an advocate, and I have an extensive history of working, not only working with people on the spectrum, but loving people on the spectrum, I guess. So I know it's hard. I get it's hard. It's difficult, and I have always said that um, hell, this right here, this might be one of the cases that proves me wrong. But I've always said that God gives special children to the special parents. That it takes a special person to be able to raise and parent a child with disabilities. Oh no, you're good, Freedom. Oh, I understand that. I trust me, I'm not going in guns blazing with a blindfold on. Um, yeah, it's not my first rodeo. I appreciate it. I do. Um, I would hate to think somebody that I knew and listened to was fixing to jump into a bowl of lava, not knowing what they were doing. So it's all good. But yeah, this is something that really upsets me, and the fact that from the top all the way down to where she is now, being from the family all the way down to the legal system, that nobody has done anything different to put this young lady on a different path, and that she is dealing with this type of an ID and is sitting in a jail right now and has been. Has been. Let's see. 16 days. 16 days. 16 days. Oh, see, but they should. Because, to be honest, if that was my child sitting in there, there'd be a lawsuit. There would be a lawsuit. Because we're going to find out what was said and how it was said. And depending on the way she said what she said to instigate these charges and this arrest, we might be able to find an attorney to represent her still. And hell, we might get the money to get her taken care of. Because depending on what she said to bring the charges up, how she said it, was it taken out of context? Was it stretched? She was charged with felony terroristic threats and acts. I mean, was she having a sensory overload moment because of, an issue between her and her mom, and the police got involved, and so she just said, if I don't get out of this house, I'm going to wind up killing her. And so an officer took that comment right there and charged her with terroristic threatening? Or did she flat out look at her mom and say, I'm fixing to kill your ass? There's a big difference. There's a big difference in the context of your words. So, I mean, that's something that's going to be looked at as well. And it's very possible that, however, especially with her intellectual status, how are you going to charge somebody with an intellectual disability with felony terroristic threatening? I'm kind of flabbergasted at that alone, right there. So, John, I'm kind of agree with you. And yes, a lot of haters right. I mean, we have to. It's part of our yearly refresher is training in that. Freedom, I like it. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been one to fall in line, honestly. Never. Yeah. My poor parents had a hard time when I was younger, and I've never straightened up. That's the new laws. So, anyway, this is going to be continued. I will definitely keep y'all updated. I think I've given Karen enough time to show up and show out, and she didn't either. So, sorry, Karen, if you watch this later, we really would have liked to have had your input on this situation. You say that we talk about things we don't know anything about. I invited you to come give us some insight. We don't attack people here. We welcome all viewpoints here. And it would have been great to have a little bit more insight from your viewpoint. Because, like I said, I don't know what happened the night of the arrest. I do know what I'm seeing from videos that are being posted online. There's no point in privating them now either because they've all already been snatched. Just letting you know. But what we're seeing online is that you have a 20-year-old young woman who is on the spectrum, who has not been given the tools to help her cope with her emotions, and therefore she gets frustrated and lashes out. When she gets overstimulated, she does not know how to cope with those feelings, and therefore she gets frustrated and lashes out. And her mother is scared of her. So her mother calls the police. You're probably right, John. You're probably right. So instead of having a young lady who could, and honestly, from watching the videos that I've seen so far, I have no doubt in my mind that with the proper therapy, the proper tools, and the proper resources, she could live a very productive life. She could live a very happy life. She could probably be mostly independent if she's given and taught the tools for that. But just getting frustrated, throwing your hands up, and calling the police is not going to work. Putting her in a place like Pathways and Viewpoint, which are for mental health patients, by the way, is not going to help her. This is not a mental health problem. This is an intellectual disability problem. And there is a huge, huge difference. So here's what mental health is from a brain chemical imbalance and can usually be adjusted, if not even fixed, by medications. Okay? Intellectual disability cannot be adjusted with medication. You can train and kind of relearn things, just like you teach a toddler how to count and learn their colors. But medications don't fix an intellectual disability. No, that's why I said to an extent with mental health. Right, that's why she shouldn't be there. And not to mention, again, and I said this earlier, and And I can tell you from this viewpoint as well. Um, I shared earlier some of the things that I've not shared with y'all before. Y'all do know that I have severe anxiety and PTSD. Y'all, I have told y'all that I am ADD. I am neurodivergent. So I'm not on the spectrum, but my ADD and other things that I have are from the neurodivergent brain that I have, and I know y'all see a lot of it. You, I exhibit a lot of those personalities or symptoms, even here interacting with y'all, and some of you I'm sure have picked up. But the hold on, why did my stuff just shut down? Nope, that is not what I need. All right, I'm sorry. Um, Part of that is sensory disorder, and I mean I deal with sensory disorders, and the overstimulation can get very overwhelming. And so sitting in that jail, and I don't know what to even think of to compare it to you. I've never been to jail. I've been inside of jails for calls, picking people up and bringing them out. Okay, so I know what it's like inside of a jail. Those lights that they have um, in there, they're those fluorescent lights. The fluorescent lights, those are extremely overstimulating. And then all of the constant noise and movement and different noises and the banging and the clanging and the clinging, all of that noise and the buzzing, flickering lights. I'm not even that overly sensitive to that kind of stuff unless I get stressed out. But can you imagine somebody that is on the spectrum and is extremely stressed out from a situation like she's in, having to sit in a jail with all of that extra stimulation and not having any way to release, no way to soothe themselves, no familiarity around them at all? Yeah, oh, yeah, that's bad for them too. But that's just got to be torture for her sitting in that jail. So, like I said, that's one of the worst places she could be right now. So, anyway, that's where we are. We're going to make calls this week, try and make contacts, see what we can get started, get the ball rolling as fast as we can. Um, but we're not getting her put in a mental health facility. We're going to get her put somewhere appropriately, placed appropriately, and get her an advocate separate from where she is that is not family that can help make these calls for her. So, and then again, we're going to also um, ask for retraining or additional training on how to handle situations like that on the side of the road. They need to understand this whole sensory overload and reactions to it, and how to move away from those inmates to help with their situation. Because I can almost guarantee you, if they had taken her away from that highway, gotten her to a nice quiet place, to try and calm her down, that it would have been a lot easier of a situation for her, for all of them, rather. Thanks, Luda. Well, I'm gonna bring y'all along with me. I mean, ew, I will update y'all and everything. So as soon as we get more, we will post videos or post updates in the community section, go live and talk about it. Um, or if people send me more information, I've got several people in here that are still digging and sending information, which I thank y'all all so much. I couldn't do half of this without those of you out there that go digging and send me stuff in Messenger. So, you guys out there, I'm not going to say names, but you know who you are. I absolutely appreciate everything you guys do when you do your research and sleuthing and send me information. I might not always get right back to you immediately with my thank you, but I do thank you all for sending me stuff and helping me out. Um, it takes a lot off of me when you do that. So, um, hopefully, I'll be able to come do some work live tomorrow. We've got some koozies to make. I've already cut out a whole bunch of stuff. We need to weed them and put them on the koozies, press them in. So, we need to go to bed. Absolutely, we are. Yes, we are till the end of this month. It's going to go to the Bowen Center in Wabash, Indiana, for mental health awareness until the end of June. I do need to, I haven't even talked about that our last two lives. I'm sorry. I guess I need to add that to my little banner up top too. I've got my paper hanging up on the desk right here in front of me with my donations wrote out on it. So we'll make that we'll make that donation on June the 30th. I need to post I went ahead and I don't remember what we were doing. I didn't get to go live the day that I wanted to for the Rolling to Remember donation. I have it right here in front of me. I guess I'll type up a thing and screenshot our donation for that and put that on the community section so everybody can see that donation. Okay. Well, yeah, we had picked the Bowen Center in Wabash, Indiana. That's where we're going to send it all to on June the 30th. So, just wherever, anywhere, works good. All right, guys, love you all, and we will see you tomorrow. Let's get us a song to get out of here. Shake your booties. Hope y'all have a fabulous night. Get your booties to bed. What is this? Hmm.